Hello YouTube and fellow resellers, my name's Kevin, the Stoic Reseller. I'm back at you with a what sold last week. This video is slightly delayed, I apologize, but I felt compelled to do my last video just simply because it was on my mind and I needed to get it off my chest. If you're new here, I buy new and used clothing. I sell it on Poshmark and eBay. I share all of my data. I'm full transparency. I show you what's sold, my full metrics, percentages. I don't hide a thing, guys, or at least I try not to. I also have a very data-driven approach to reselling. So if you like that kind of content and you're very interested, please like, subscribe, comment below, and let's jump right into it. So let's remind everyone what last week was. So last week we had a pretty solid week. This was one of my better weeks I've ever had. I had a very strong sell-through rate. I also had a strong profit, and profit per item was up from the week prior, and decent sales. It was like a little over 40. I think it was like $4,600 in sales. Now, some interesting key tidbits for this week's sales. Bring this over and we'll transpose her for you guys. So this week we had a total of 119 sales. We're down 31 sales, but we also listed 6 more items. But our sell-through rate last week was only 70.83%, guys. For, I guess, transparency and my experience sake, the last half of the month has always been my slowest, and I'm not sure if everyone's been like that, and but it's been pretty common for me, and that's kind of shitty. But listing more items definitely gives me the opportunity to basically insulate myself from slow sales at the end of the month. Now, we did sell 31 less items, but you can see I made a significant amount more profit. When I show you the what sold, you will see why. But let's start with eBay. We had 79 total sales, 7 more than the week prior. We did an average sales price of $44.29. Remember, I charged shipping, so that's with shipping included. For $3,499.28. My cost of goods has stayed stagnant at $964. I am still trying to get that lower. I'd like that under $9. Hard to do, but I think I can do it. That's going to cost us $761.56. Average sales costs, 28.7%. I do this as a 90-day rolling total. This will go up. I do promote 30-day and older items at 2.1%. So gradually, this eventually will go up slightly. But so my selling cost on eBay has cost me $1,004.29. Leaving me a profit of $1,733.43, or a gross profit, and it's 49.53% of the total sales. I charge myself 15% taxes on the gross sales, which cost me $520.49, leaving me a net profit last week of $1,208.54, or 34.54% of total sales. Not too shabby. Poshmark was actually very slow this last week. I had quite a few multi-quantity orders, and but a lot of low dollar sales, and I think that's just pretty much indicative to what you're gonna feel at the end of the month, or at least that's what I feel at the end of the month. And to be honest with you guys, that is the exact reason why you have those low dollar sales or items in your store, because it attracts more people, and if you get the bulk buys, even better, right? So Poshmark, we only had 40 sales, which was 38 sales less than the week prior, for only $1,000.24. Guys, I've been propping up Poshmark lately, and last week was kind of a letdown, but that's okay. Still, I wasn't cross-listing at all, so prior to December. So just the sheer fact that I made an extra $1,000 in sales, and that's considered a down week, is pretty crazy to me. Cost of goods cost me $385.60. Poshmark has a standard flat rate of 20%, $204.80, leaving me a gross profit of $433.60. After you minus I charged myself for taxes of $153.60. We made a flat $280 in pure profit. Again, it brings us down here. We listed 168 items, sold 119 for a 70.83% sell-through rate week over week. Total sales equated to $4,523.28. Our total net profit, after everything's said and done, was $1,488.54, leaving us an average profit per item of $12.51 or $12.51, which is crazy good. If I can make that on every week, that'd be great. And then Poshmark fell significantly in terms of the percentage of sales last week, down to 22.64% of total sales. So I think eventually Poshmark will bounce back after the first of the month, but we'll see. We're going to start her up. This is in, we'll go backwards here. We're going to start with this. This may be a new brand to most of you. This is a fairly new brand that sells at REI. It is called Colatree or Colatree. They have a very green sensitive way of producing their garments. These felt like high quality. If you're curious what the tag looks like, this is what the tag looks like right there. And you can see here the Trailhead Adventure Pant. This actually has a crazy sell-through rate at around $40 to $50. I priced it right in between, as you can see. Took only a few days to sell. Really good sale there for a really new brand to me, even. I've seen it at REI. I occasionally go in there to see all the cool stuff, just to keep my brand knowledge up. And I've seen that brand a few times, and not shabby. Next, I have been, in fairness, so I'm really good with Nike activewear bottoms and tops. And the one thing I'm not the greatest at is the jackets and sweaters. So I've actually been spending a little bit more time researching this in store as I find these pieces. Now, there's obvious situations where you should search up items. This was an item that you obviously should search up, right? It is a vest and it's a puffer vest. And most puffer items typically command a little bit more money. This I took a shot on, though. Not much data to go on. But the data I had showed that this vest was fairly valuable. Took about a month to sell. It sold on an offer of $50. So not bad. It had this 800. If you're curious, Nike Aeroloft is typically a much higher version of Nike. It commands more money even in used bottoms. It's actually just a better material. It's really light. The 800 down, so this was actually down filled. Not too shabby, guys. Had some reflective material. It was in very good shape. It was also a pretty decent size in men's at a medium. So Nike, guys, keep on the lookout. I actually have been pondering a video to do for you guys where I talk about. I show you all the Nike sales I've had in the last maybe 90 days, and I talk to you about why I picked them up, what to look for, and how to price these items. Because sometimes all you get are new items because there's people who go to the outlets and they find these items brand new and then they list them on eBay as brand new with tags, and the price is inflated really high. So there's an art to selling Nike that I have just kind of taught myself over time, because no one really talks about how to sell Nike that's used. So I think that'll be a cool video, and I have that in the works. I'm planning on it. It's been really crazy. Look for that down in the future, guys. Honestly. Look, I sold another thing. But anyways, speaking of that, has anyone else had an issue with unsold items lately? I went a long time without having any, and then all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks, I've been getting a vast amount. Here's an item. So another part of the thrift store that I've been spending a lot of time in is women's pants. And I used to sell Spanx pretty frequently when I first started because I'd find it on occasion. I knew it was a valuable brand. A lot of Spanx that I find isn't good. To me, anyways, when I research it, the faux leather stuff, I find the velvet stuff or the compression stuff, typically in used condition, doesn't sell the greatest. from my perspective. I'm you guys may have a great ability to sell Spanx. What sells well for me are the like almost if you guys know what Nike Technic is or the Tech Packs pants, it almost feels like that but much higher quality. But the perfect pant and all the variations of the perfect pant tend to sell really well for me on eBay, and actually Spanx does really well on Poshmark. I've come to find out as well. You can see this is actually a really terrible size and a small petite, but it was a high-rise flare, so this like wide leg type deal here. If you don't know what Spanx is, this is Spanx right here. You'll look for this tag. It's actually pretty easy when you're flipping through the women's pants. This red tag kind of sticks out because there's not many brands with a red tag. But yeah, if you find this, you can clearly any of the perfect pant sizes or themes, you could expect anywhere from $40 to $50. I think there's one of them that is actually really sought after. I just don't know the name of it, but you can command up to like $60 for that. But yeah, Spanx in general doesn't have the greatest sell-through rate, but guys, even though it doesn't have the greatest sell-through rate, the demand is still there. A lot of them sell every 90 days, and they command a good price still. So it's one of those brands where like sell-through rate isn't everything for me, because even though the sell-through rate isn't 100%, the price you can command for these is still high, which is kind of odd considering you would think as the supply and the sell-through rate, the supply gets bigger, the sell-through rate gets smaller, the price would actually start to shrink. And for Spanx, it has not, which is interesting. It's one of those weird brands that I've come to find that happens. Prime example is Diesel. So Diesel pants, I picked almost all of them up. I don't know all the cuts because some of them I haven't found before. I do know the Zatini boot cut is one of the more preferred styles. This one took about a week and a half. I typically have to pay up for these. My Goodwills know what Diesel is. I normally will pay up to $20 at most. But that may seem like a lot to some of you, but when you look at my thrift stores, when they price like Lululemon pants at 25 to 30, these sometimes I've seen upwards of $40. You start thinking that $20 is a decent deal. So yeah, but this is the Zatini boot cut. Most Diesel will have this on the inside of the hip or the waist, and this was an interesting cut and style. It had enough wear. Someone really liked it, I guess. So, but yeah, Zatini, Diesel still does well. I still pick it up. This brand has done well at this price for basically as long as I've resold. So it's been an interesting brand. Here's a really good brand, and I've been finding it a lot more, or I've been finding it probably more frequently than I should. I asked the higher amount, like the higher end of these for these, because I don't understand why people do what they do. I've seen people sell these as low as $30, and there's no reason you should be selling Naked and Famous salvage jeans at $30. And this one even had a flaw. It had this weird, I don't know what this is, like how this even happens, but yeah. If you're curious, here's the salvage, Naked and Famous. Here's the tag. It's really cool. You can see that here on the materials tag. It'll tell you what it is, and it's always important. Yeah, so Naked and Famous, guys, it is a pair of jeans. I've been actually picking up a lot of really good jeans lately. It's actually been something I've been focusing on. There's been a lot of areas of the thrift store I've been focusing on, just simply because I'm trying to hit either the same amount of stores I've been doing or less stores, but trying to get a higher amount of items per store on average. And it's been really working out, guys. Just doing more brand research, more brand knowledge, having more confidence when you're flipping through to see something, you're to pick up. You want to be able to do that at these thrift stores because these thrift stores will know the big brands like this, but some of these really like Colatree, they don't charge up for that because it's so rare and they don't know about it yet. Naked and Famous, they're, most places know about this, even though you may not have. Most places do. But yeah, has a really bad sell-through rate, but it's like Spanx, has a really high ASP. Next is a brand that I bought specifically using the Terapic research and the fact that if you are a clothing reseller, you will understand that Alpaca, specifically Alpaca or baby Alpaca is the best. But Alpaca is like, here's merino wool. Alpaca is like right here, guys. And it's just, this was an awesome quarter zip. And the reason I had to use Terapeak research for this is Arms of Andes had 0 available for sale currently. And so I used Terapeak to go back. It was like 3 years, I think, is how far it goes. But in the last like year, 2 of the items have come up for sale and have sold really high. There was a pair of pants that sold for about 110, and a hoodie that sold for like 150. The hoodie was women's, the pants were men. But this, sometimes you just gotta kind of go. I feel I could have asked probably 100 for this maybe, but I really just kind of wanted to move it. And honestly, the buyer came in exactly, like, didn't even haggle. They just bought it, and it took about 2 weeks to sell. This wasn't priced up at the thrift store, so it's important. That's why you don't wear gloves at the thrift store, at the retail stores anyways, because you feel this and understand it's a different fabric and it feels high quality. If you felt high quality items, you would know right away that this was a high quality item. So if you're curious what this is, Arms of Andes, it's that, 100% royal alpaca. I don't know what that is. I like to think that it's, there's some guy in, the jungle, he's some king, and he has a freaking herd of alpacas, and they're the royal alpacas, and he sells them to Americans at like extraordinarily high prices because he says the alpacas have like gold laced fleece in them. That'd be my guess. I don't know. Who cares? Moving on. Here is a brand that I've known about, but never done any product research on because it's so rare and I've never found it before. And actually buying these pants and then doing like product research, like going to their website, looking at what they have available, led me to be basically buying their stuff. This was Goro, if you guys don't know, is a extremely high-end brand. It was created by a U.S. Navy SEAL, and it's basically Goro is their primary function is they sell backpacks that you can put ruck weights in them and go rucking, which is a way better, like, it's a body resistance type of deal. Something that I'm looking to get into, but I bought their ballistics trainers, and I'll tell you right now, if you're looking for just like a high quality durable shoe, but it's not overly like soft, like a On Cloud or a Hoka, these are excellent. They have a lot of support. They're comfortable, they're durable, they're just great. The brand is great. I bought some of their joggers for men, built here in the United States, comfortable as hell. Probably going to start replacing my cool joggers with these. So, yeah. But go Ruck, guys. This was the Challenger Cargo. Really, really good brand. Really high-end product. It got a lot of... I had a lot of offers, both on Poshmark and eBay. And it was really frustrating because if you look at the sold comps, now Golruck has like well over 100% sell-through rate on eBay. The price for these could command up to 85. So I was like, I don't really sure like where to price it. I thought 85 was too much and that person got lucky. So I priced it at 75 and I just got a million offers, 50, 45, 55. I finally took an offer of $66. Which was the best offer I'd gotten on these. So yeah, Go Ruck. If you see this little arrow there on the item, or you see the little this right here, pick it up. You're gonna make money. Hopefully their stores don't know about it yet. All right, now to the top 3 items that sold last week. If Ibex, this is the boiled wool. All it is just it's the feel of the wool. I'm not quite sure how it's made. I imagine it's boiled. I have no idea, to be fair. This sold within about a day, which I was surprised because if you look up Ibex boiled wool full zip sweater, the sell-through rate is like 70%. But this brand, you just don't leave in the thrift store because it'll always command a high price. I mean, I've sold men's and women's. The vests were like 70 to 80 bucks. I mean, but yeah, this was an amazing find. Sold really quickly. It sold for $85 or $90. The guy actually sent me a really good offer on this, and he was really happy about it. He was so excited to find it. Yeah. So Ibex, guys, if you don't know, pick it up. It's a really great brand. Now, this is going on to a new video that should be coming out either next week or the week after. It's going to be 10 other brands. So I have a video with 10 brands you haven't heard of or 10 brands that make a lot of money. I'm coming out with a list of 10 brands you have never heard of. And these next two items are, I guarantee you've never heard of these. Here is Ironheart. Ironheart is a Japanese brand made here in the United States. I'm sorry, made in Japan, but it's they have stuff made here in the States, but a lot of their stuff's made in Japan. This flannel was excessively high quality. I mean, the pictures really don't do a quality or justice. It was just a super heavyweight flannel. Looks good, great quality, good look. Made in a country that probably takes pride in their garments. Look this up and sort for North America only. The flannels themselves have like a 200% sell-through rate, and it's the only brand that I have found that has over 100% sell-through rate for prices that average over $250. Just for reference, guys, most of you would agree that a $100 sale on eBay is pretty rare. To have a brand that regularly sells for over $250 and has a 100% plus sell-through rate at that price or higher is ridiculous. This brand is dumb. The same guy bought both of these for $250. Now I took $250 because I bought each of these for $10. And when someone comes in at a $250 offer, I'm not haggling. I'm sorry. I'm taking the profit and running. I've already got positive feedback from this guy, which is something you got to worry about. And yeah, I mean, so guys, if you see Ironheart, it is the brand to find. I found some shorts that are still listed, and then these. So, yeah, guys, Ironheart. Telling you right now, ridiculous brand. All right, now we're gonna go to my Poshmark sales, and I'm just gonna quickly go through this because the video's getting kind of long. You can see here Poshmark just had your kind of average everything sales. I mean, some of the highest sales was this Grayson polo. I mean, look at the prices for some of this stuff. Now, mind you, the buyers are all paying shipping on top of this, but that's not calculated into my sales totals like eBay. Some Viore leggings, Beyond Yoga leggings. I've been buying a lot of that lately. Nike jacket, Sundance jacket. Lululemon's been selling like crazy. More Beyond Yoga, Chrome Industries, Figs. I've been buying a lot of Figs lately. Alex Crane, if you don't know that, that's an amazing brand. Took a lowball offer on this jacket just to get it moving because I don't want to store it over the summer. An icebreaker jacket for $40. Smart Wool, obvious good brand. It's just, it seems like I had a better sale period than I did. But I mean, it really got hampered because this was it had huge flaws on it. A lot of these leggings don't command a ton of money. But yeah, guys, Bird Dog's amazing brand. I got some Prana, women's Prana, Nike pants, Vineyard Vines. So yeah, guys, I think the way I pick up items and the way I do my business on eBay translates very well over to Poshmark. And again, it's not lost on me, guys, that I am very privileged, I should say, because uh, clothing that is like the primary seller on Poshmark. And so Poshmark's literally the best, then literally the next best thing to eBay in terms of this category. So I'm not lost on that. I appreciate a lot of the comments that, hey, clothing's different than what I'm selling. I try to market my data to everyone as a starting point, but it isn't lost on me that clothing is a vastly different market than like hard goods or collectibles or an everything seller. It's way more niched, and I'm not saying it takes any more talent or knowledge, but I think clothing in general, there's a lot more of an experience factor because there's style, there's feel, there's material. Whereas like a hard good, I mean, it's like you could go to the hard goods section and just look up style, the names on the back. That I'm not trying to degrade anyone, but that clothing isn't an easy subject, even though there's an abundance of it, because 99% of it is trash, just like 99% of hard goods or collectibles is probably trash, and we're all cherry picking at this point, right? So yeah, guys, I hope this was valuable. I hope you learned a brand or two. If you like this comment, remember to like, subscribe. If you want to share your thoughts or any videos you want to see me do, let me know down in the comment section. But guys, until next time, please don't forget to rule the day.